Welcome back. Welcome back. Thanks so much for joining us. If you'd like to be on the show, it's easy to do.
Wear a hat.
No, you don't. Well, if you want to wear a hat on the show, you can do whatever you want to. We're kind of easy around here.
Well, we're easy, folks. Hey,
yeah, well,
I say that, Dan.
We'll put anybody else. Got a great story. If you've got an event that's coming up you'd like to tell us about or tell our viewers about, you can call our offices here at 870-424-6957, and all of a sudden the screen went black.
The screen went black.
870-424-6957, or you can come by the office here at 1226 Commerce Drive, or you can go to our website and just send us an email and tell us what you'd like to feature here, and we'll be glad to get back with you and talk to you about it. Some people that are here today to talk about a benefit that's coming up is April, Baily, Canda Reese, and Bill Webster. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. My pleasure.
All right. Tell us about this benefit.
Well, St. Andrew's Episcopal Church decided that they, in order to help the two homeless shelters that are in town, we wanted to do something special. And so what we're doing is featuring two different bands on October 1st, which is a week from this coming Saturday. Mm-hmm. We will have a bluegrass band and then a country western band. The concert itself is free, but we will have things for sale. We'll have sandwiches. I'll tell you, the men of St. Andrews make wonderful pulled pork. I can't recommend their sandwiches highly enough, so come by and get a sandwich. And we'll have a silent auction, and there will be baked goods and some other things for sale.
Okay. But the concert will be free.
The concert itself is free. Okay. Bring a lawn chair.
Okay.
Now, where will it be held at then?
At 511 Coley Drive. That's St. Andrew's Episcopal Church here in Mountain Home.
So it'll be there on the lawn?
It'll be on the lawn in front. Yes,
okay, on the lawn in front.
Yes.
Well, most people know where that's at, I think.
Pretty much.
All right.
Now, tell us a little bit. You represent Gamma House, right?
Alpha
House, because
right.
You've been on here before.
I have been on here before.
Yes, and you're like the one and only, right?
I'm the one and only.
I thought that one time.
Don't sing, but I'm the
okay.
one and
But
only.
when you were on here before, and I said something like, "Well, how many employees?" and you said, "It's me."
Right. That's it.
So tell us a little bit about Alpha House.
Well, this year is our 10th actual anniversary, 10-year anniversary. We are an 8-bed homeless shelter for men. We are the only shelter within about a 60-mile radius of Mountain Home. We are a Christian home. Our main thing is we're not really a person needs a place to spend the night. We're a transitional shelter. So our function is to help the men get back on their feet, to try and get some sort of foundation structured. So we help them with living skills, and we also help them fill out job applications, take them around to get jobs, take them to and from work if needed, help them get clothes. It's really a full service type scenario, because the men that come there have for the most part, they're sort of like throwaways. And so what we have to do is we have to convince them that there's something inside of them worth saving. And once they get a hold of that, that little thing called hope, then we can help them, and that's what we do. And so the average stay is about 3.5 to 4 months, and the average age is probably 42 years old.
So when a man comes in there, their attitude is low and their self-esteem is low, and
right.
And part of that process is to get them to a point where they've got their self-esteem
right.
and
the thing about it is they've been like tumbling down a hill, and so what happens is they don't have any hope. They can't see how to get out of it. I mean, I've spent some time at the hospital here in town talking to people who have tried to commit suicide. And the number one answer that they have is that they ran out of options. Mm-hmm. And so what we're trying to do is, tell them that and show them how that they can, get back on their feet and be part of society, and then, and share with them. Basically, we all have got issues in our life. The difference is some of us are a little bit better at dealing with them than others. But there's nobody that's immune to this. Mm-hmm. And so our thing is to show them the hope. And I can't commend the Episcopal Church enough to reach out to the poorest of the poor. These are, homeless people are the poorest of the poor. And too many times they're forgotten about, but I just want to remind you that it could be your brother or your father or your son. Mm-hmm. They're human beings and they're real.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And I guarantee you right now, when someone's relative is there, the men's shelter is oh so real. Mm-hmm. Oh so real. So anyway.
And does Gamma House then do the same thing for the ladies in town?
Gamma House provides the same thing for women and for children.
Oh, and children. Okay. So it's also a transitional house?
Yes.
What-
So
what-
we don't do overnight stays either. It's a longer-term housing situation to provide them, again, just like Bill said, a safe place to stay so that they can focus on taking care of whatever needs to be taken care of, and when our goal is that when they leave there, that they're able to stand on their own 2 feet, supporting themselves and supporting their children.
Do you work with other charities and things like that in town that offer different support services?
We do. We make referrals for the ladies to get counseling if they need counseling. Obviously, we work closely with Department of Human Services to help them get benefits that they're entitled to. But our goal is to help them to get to a point where they don't need that either. But obviously, that certainly is a help to them until they get to the point that they're able to stand on their own and support themselves. We also utilize other community agencies like the Workforce Office. We work closely with them in helping the girls tweak their resumes or develop their resumes and helping them to be able to find jobs.
Do you work with the Alpha House too?
We do at times cross paths, and there have been occasions when I get calls, maybe that a family's needing placement. Well, I can house the woman and the children, but if there's a husband, and sometimes it is a whole family, so sometimes we have to refer them to Bill, and there have been times when the wife is staying at Gamma House and the husband's staying at Alpha House, and we have to do what we have to do to make it work.
Thank goodness there's a place for people that have those problems, and they can, and that's the biggest thing. You know, you just finding out about what you guys do is the biggest hurdle that I've seen in some of our experiences. You know, people call us at the station sometime. They say, "Well, I need some help. What do I do?" I mean, and we've interviewed so many nonprofit organizations that we can help point them in a direction, but they have no idea that this service is out there.
Right, and one of the sad realities in our community is that there's not family shelters where families like what we just talked about can stay together and be in the same place. But homelessness in our area is a much bigger problem than most people are aware of.
I agree.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you that the thing too is that we are both a resource to the community. So just because we run homeless shelters does not mean that we don't deal with people that are not homeless. I can't tell you how many phone calls we get from grandmothers or parents. You know, the grandmother says, you know, my daughter and my son-in-law broke up, so now we have the grandson. He's 18 years old, or the granddaughter, 18 years old. They're on meth. I don't know what to do. A lot of the grandparents don't even know what meth is. They don't. They're lost. They have such a tremendous love for a family member, but you know the family member stays there. They want to help them.
Yeah.
But you know this is what we do.
Yeah.
We deal with those people. So and we constantly reach out to organizations and to churches and let them know that, you know, we're not just an island unto ourselves. We're a community resource. So if you have an issue, if you have a problem, and you need some help, you know, give us a call, and we'd be more than happy to help you in any way we can. Because we have to take care of the community.
Yeah.
All of us.
Well, now, April, is this the first time that St. Andrews has put on something like this for Gamma and Alpha House, or is this a recurring?
It is.
It is.
I think you're likely to see it happening more often, maybe not a benefit concert per se, but our vicar, Father Jim McDonald, worked with the homeless shelter in Atlanta as part of his seminary training and developed a real sympathy for and understanding of the plight of homeless people and the challenge in trying to assist them. And so this project is very near and dear to his heart. So I expect you will see more involvement from St. Andrews and in the fundraising efforts.
It will be exposure also, because as you mentioned, it's like, I'm not stepping over homeless people on the street. They're not sleeping on the bridges. No, doesn't have any homeless people. That's the perception that we have in a community in this part of the country and of this size. That's simply not true.
Do you know that statistically speaking, at any given time in our little area, there are 165 homeless people. 165 that are homeless. And so the thing about it is homelessness has grown 10% over the last 2 years. So with the economics the way it is, it's going to get more. And so we either need to do some preventive maintenance or do something to help. And I would tell you, I mean, the biggest key here is the family. That's the big key. We need to somehow work on the family unit, because it's their destruction that is causing a majority part of the drug issues and the homelessness. So it's, we need to somehow get the families to stay together.
And truly, I think the number that Bill just gave is a low estimate, because a lot of times we miss the fact that there are people who live literally for years surfing from one friend's couch to the next friend's couch to the next friend's couch, and that they come in to the shelter sometimes, and when I ask, well, what was your last permanent residence? Well, maybe that was 3, 4, 5 years ago, since they had a place to call their own.
And we don't think of people like that as homeless, but they are.
But those people are homeless as well.
Those are floating around too.
And just one thing I wanted to add is, there are tons of people in this town that are one situation away from being homeless. I've known 2 predominant businessmen in this town over the last 4 years that were doing very, very well. Lost everything, lost their family, lost everything, and called me and wanted to know if I had a place for them to stay. So nobody's immune.
Right.
Yeah.
Nobody's immune.
Yeah. By the grace of God go I, as they say. Well, it's a wonderful thing. Now, once again, the concert is on Saturday.
It is on Saturday, October 1st. It starts at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. We will have bluegrass. We will have country western. Hensley's is the name of the band.
Yeah.
I'm going to borrow the poster here because I can't remember all the details. Country western band Hensley's from 2 to 4 p.m. And then the Ozark Mountain Express will be giving us some great bluegrass from 4 to 6.
Okay.
We will have bring your lawn chair. The admission to the concert is free. We'll have pulled pork sandwiches, iced tea, lemonade, and chips for sale. There'll be a silent auction. A lot of fun.
And an opportunity to just donate.
Absolutely.
So they'll always take that. Well, wonderful. It's a great work that you're doing.
Yeah, it's great to see everyone team up. You bet.
Thank you. We appreciate y'all having us.
And we
right.
appreciate you. We really appreciate all your help in the community of bringing the awareness of these situations to people. I mean, so people can actually see who we are face to face. I mean, that's the way everybody gets to know who we are.
Right.
So it's
Well,
great.
we want our audience out there, our viewing audience, to react to this and participate and get involved too. So that's the other goal that we have here.
Yeah.
So
bring your lawn chair and enjoy some bluegrass and do something good for someone.
511 Coley Drive.
Thanks so much.
Exactly.
Thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, our last group of people
The
is
grand finale.
Yeah, I'll let you introduce
Okay,
them.
the grand
this
finale.
is your interview.
The grand finale. We have 3 lovely ladies coming on. We have Pam Fairland, Nancy Savela, and Janet Maruck. And they're also going to have hats on. They're going to bring one for Daniel. So don't go away. We're going to take our hats off soon, but we'll tell you why and what's going on and why Daniel will look smashing just like me in just a few minutes.
I doubt it. Okay.